if somebody let something slip out like that on stage, they would say freeze, and they would, so all of the, whatever position you were in on stage, you had to freeze, and they would come up and take you off the stage if you did that, and then say go, and then so it put the pressure on the rest of the people in there, so now they had to come up with a way to explain why this person who was there is no longer there,
Oh, wow.
which takes work and thought.
Oh my
So
goodness.
that's how they kind of punished you for doing that.
That's a lot of training.
Yeah.
Now, I know we saw a couple of musical aspects, and you
Yeah.
do imitations.
Yes.
So who's your favorite, or what are some other ones that you've done?
Well, those there were three of them there. So it was Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, and Bill Withers, who did "Ain't No Sunshine" when she's gone.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the finale. Normally I ended with that, but then I did Michael McDonald. That was, yes, yeah, I don't know if you guys would remember him, but he's Doobie Brothers lead singer.
Oh.
But that was it. I liked R&B. I was a big R&B guy, so that's I gravitated toward that stuff. And normally I just impersonated the people that I'd heard so often because I liked them.
Only singing, or did you do other kinds of
No,
impressions?
just singing.
Just singing.
I'm not Rich Little. I don't have that. I don't have it.
Who's your favorite comic? Or a couple of them?
Yeah.
And now or in the past, either way you want to go.
I haven't kept up on it like I used to. I mean, I used to know all the comics out there and what, comics do that. They just watch each other, and so I knew everybody, but I don't anymore. But a lot of the guys that everybody knows, Richard Pryor, I was a big fan of his. George Carlin, um, Steve Martin.
Oh, yeah.
And Seinfeld was just a huge influence of me. Just about anybody that was doing comedy when I was doing it was a Seinfeld fan. I mean, his show was so huge, and his kind of comedy was the observational. And his stuff was really, it was fairly tame actually. I mean, it was just observational, relaxed kind of stuff, and very different from angry, energy charged rants like you'd hear from George Carlin and people like that. So I mean, my taste went all over the place, like a lot of people. But
Steve Martin and Martin Short are coming to, I think they're coming to Kansas City.
Are they really?
They're touring with a show. Wouldn't that be fun?
I knew they were I didn't know they were coming.
Well, I may be wrong.
Oh.
But I think they are.
We'll edit that out if that's well, that's great because both those guys are hysterical.
They're very.
I knew they'd been out there, and I've seen them. I think they were on Broadway for a while with their show. Or I don't know if it was Broadway.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
But I think Steve Martin plays banjo during that, and he's a fabulous banjo player.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. That's a great show.
So
that's about 100 years of experience right there.
If you were going to do something now,
which I'm not.
Which you're not. I understand. What would it be about? Would you do political humor or, just for fun?
I would, I think I would like to do stuff with political humor, but where I am politically may not be something that other people in the audience want to hear. So I don't think I would say anything that was offensive to people that are on the opposite side politically on the spectrum from me, because I'm not interested in hurting anyone's feelings.
Of course.
So I don't know. I'd probably shy away from politics, I think. But I did have the feeling at the end where I kind of wished I had done stuff a little bit more substantive. I mean, I was doing singing impersonations and jokes about little stuff. But if I had to do it over again, I'd try to do something a little bit more substantive. Maybe.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah, which had a little message to it,
So you stopped in '98, did you say?
Yeah.
Then what? In your life?
Well,
if you can share, if you feel comfortable.
That's it. Oh, it's okay. Well, I got married, not much longer for that, but so that's one that won't talk about too much.
Yeah, it's fine.
it was short-lived, and not too much comedy came out of that, but continued in the hotel biz and did that for a while until.
Yeah, you liked that, didn't you?
Oh, I loved it.
You're such an extrovert. I would say, are you? I mean, do you see yourself as an extrovert?
Shy, don't you know?
Yeah, right. Like me.
You're right.
You're right.
That was fun. I mean, if I had to choose an industry to work in while I was doing comedy, I couldn't have picked a better one. I got to meet lots of celebrities and have a lot of fun. I got to meet the Bulls. This was during
Big
the 90s.
hotels in Chicago that you were in.
High Regency Chicago, which was 2,000 rooms. That was a monster. And Palmer House, which a lot of people have
famous,
heard about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just had a great time.
So you stayed in that for a while.
Stayed in that, and then until 06, and then came back this way. And my Uncle Mike, hey Mike, was in sales here, and he asked if I wanted to try sales, which I had not done. So I wasn't doing comedy anymore, and I wasn't married, and there was
Comedy is selling, isn't it? In a way.
Well, it is. I
Yeah.
mean, you have to be able to pull
I bet
people
you'd be
in.
a good salesman.
Well, you have to really believe in what you're selling. For
Yeah. What did you sell?
I sold business forms. So I
Oh
wasn't,
boy.
So I won't say that I was passionate about business forms, but it was a good gig for a while. And then I worked in the trucking industry for a while. But a guy from our hometown in Palmyra owned and still does a trucking company over in Kansas City, Kansas. So I was what's called a dispatcher. So I had 35 trucks on my board, they call it. So I was responsible for getting them where they were going and taking care of them. So that's actually the most pressure-filled job I ever had, more than news. And news was with deadline pressure and stuff was just incredible.
Huh.
I was so tight on time sometimes I would be writing as I was driving. We got 2 minutes.
We have 2 minutes.
It's flying.
Yeah. Well, I want to be sure to thank you. He wasn't excited at first. He wasn't wanting to come on, but a lot of folks know you from the dining room and just from the wonderful. I just think a lot of us admire the way you take care of your parents, and they're such wonderful people. I mean, they're just terrific members of Foxwood Springs, and you're the youngster in our midst. I used to be, and then you came along.
Well, that's very nice. I appreciate that.
No,
and thank you for reading the script there that I provided for you.
Not at all. So any last words you want to offer? Got a joke? Do you do like a joke?
A joke? I never did.
30-second joke.
30-second joke.
That's all right.
No, I didn't have anything written down to bring. I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. 1 minute. All right. Well, I'm gonna thank Scott and hi to his parents. I bet they're watching. Yeah.
Mom, Dad.
I love Carol Burnett. She
too.
was a heroine of mine.
Oh, don't we miss variety shows like that?
Yeah.
She was just there. The funnest thing was watching Tim Conway crack up Harvey Korman.
Oh my
Priceless.
gosh.
And watching Harvey just trying like everything to hold it back.
Oh yeah, the dental chair thing.
That's the best.
Yeah, all right.
We enjoy listening to the old radio shows.
Yeah, once in a while. They're fun. They're
Yeah,
definitely
me
fun.
too.
We again want to thank Ken Smithers, who's helping to cue. Thank you, everybody, staff, and Scott. Thanks so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jane and Milt.